Cybercrime, a growing concern for Canadians, according to a new report by Symantec. More than 7 million Canadians were victims of online crime in the last year. The average victim lost $275 and took an average of 11 hours to clear up the mess. While millennials are considered more tech-savvy, they're actually more susceptible to cybercrime. To talk more about these findings, we're joined by Manuel, Information Protection Manager for Symantec. Thanks for being on the show this morning.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
So obviously a growing concern and a growing problem. What kinds of cybercrime are we talking about?
Talking about everything from having an email account hacked to stolen credit cards for online purchases that you've made, things like that that affect you.
So, and I just mentioned millennials and being what most people would assume they'd be more tech savvy, but how are they susceptible? What's going on?
That's actually what surprised me about the report. You would assume that it's usually the baby boomers that everybody sends those videos of cats and things like that, and you automatically think it's them. But really, the millennials, the 18 to 34, because they have more devices and because they answered higher in terms of being more apt to share a password. So the reality is they grade themselves very high, thinking that they're very secure, but the reality is not necessarily the case.
And because they do have more, more phones, more iPads, whatever it is that they've got, are we also talking about wearable technology?
Yes, we are as well. So that would relate as well to your home Wi-Fi network, not putting a password on that or not putting a secure password. A lot of times people think about passwords with their main computers, but when it comes down to things like cell phones or their home Wi-Fi, it's not as predominantly thought of.
I was also surprised to read that part of it is that some of these millennials and other people as well are sharing passwords, or at least telling people about it.
Yeah, that surprised me as well too, especially when you consider sharing an email password, which was one of the higher ones. When you think about the email passwords, if you go to your online banking site or different sites where you forget your password and you click that button, where does it send it to? It sends it to your email account. So if you've shared your email password with someone, they can actually get into a lot of different accounts from that.
Yeah, good point. And so when we talk about protection, would passwords be at the top of that list?
Yeah, that would be my number one tip, is to make sure you use a very strong password. So something that's more than 8 characters at least, and throw in some numbers, special characters and letters in there as well as a combo.
And how often should we change? I mean, we've got so many passwords to worry about these days and trying to keep track of it all. And then on top of it, to be changing them all the time. It is
a bit of a pain, but when you think of it, I almost equate it to going to the gym. We all know we're supposed to eat better. We know we're supposed to exercise regularly, but we don't really do anything about it until we get that scare from the doctor. This is the same thing. So, changing your password on a regular basis is easy to do, and you want to do that now before you get that call from the credit card company or before you leave your mobile device at the local coffee shop.
Yeah, or a banking password, things like that. Manuel, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for